You'll be all right.
You have no feelings.
Yep.
I'm
What are you even? I can't even understand you right now.
You can't divorce me.
Well, what would you do?
No.
You literally were cheating on me with multiple different guys.
It doesn't count. It was just 3 guys.
3 guys.
Yo, what's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to Wild World Footage. Today we're looking at some of the craziest divorces online, starting with this woman who asked for the divorce and is now furious that she actually has to pay up.
I called my ex-husband at 2:30 this morning because I know the wicked don't sleep, to let him know how much the divorce cost that he didn't help me with. 10 grand! He's not even worth 2 pennies! 10 grand. Not only did I pay for everything during the marriage, okay? He literally fell off the earth. I had a mild crash out. Tired of spending money on this mother. I love the Lord. I try my best, but ooh, he pisses me off! Okay, I'm done having a crash out because hot girls don't crash out. Hot girls make more money. So, I'm going to work hard today.
Women screamed for equality, and this one finally got it. Except now it means she has to pay up after pushing for an ugly divorce. Funny how women love equality until it involves their money. Then suddenly it becomes the man's responsibility again.
My husband and I were together for 8 years, 4 years dating, 4 years married, and I decided to move out in February. And do you want to know how many times in the now 3 months that we've been separated that he's begged me to come back, told me how much he loves me, how much he wants to make it work, how much he misses me and our dog? 0.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
0 times has he tried. It actually took less than a week for me, or less than a week from me moving out for him to be on Tinder. So I am just, continuing on, and he obviously doesn't give a shit about me. So with every day that passes, I'm more and more sure of my decision to file for divorce. In my head, my heart is still catching up, but it'll get there. And I think my intention with sharing this with you is just being vulnerable, and maybe the internet isn't always the best place.
You're goddamn right.
But in the times that I have chosen to be vulnerable with people are some of the best moments that I've had in making friends, in meeting new people. So I think there is value to sharing what I'm going through, because maybe I can help somebody else not go through the same thing. So yeah, he obviously doesn't want me back, and I'm not going back. So this is my life now.
What exactly did she think was going to happen? She initiated the divorce, walked away from her husband, and somehow expected him to chase after her? That's not how reality works. And why does every personal problem suddenly need to become a social media episode? Handle your business privately instead of turning your life into content.
What do you mean? It's not in my name. What do you mean?
You're not breaking our divorce papers, actually. You're not. You're signing
What do you
that.
mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
What do you mean I cheated? I didn't cheat
all
on
your
you.
dating profiles, dude.
I don't have dating profiles. What are you talking about?
Okay, dude. You're lying to my face. Well, it's done. I mean, there's no going back. I put the house in my mom's name.
What do you mean it's
You're not
done?
taking the house.
What do you
You're not taking
mean?
anything. And you're alcoholic, so I'm taking the kids.
No, please. I'm sorry.
So she cheats, gets exposed for being on Tinder, and immediately starts crying? That's the playbook every time. Hurt someone behind closed doors, then act devastated once the truth finally comes out.
But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce.
Do you guys want to know why she says she wants a divorce? She says she wants a divorce because she's been married to this man for almost 10 years and feels like she doesn't have the love that she wants in her relationship. Mind you, she's been married to this man for almost 10 years, has nothing negative to say, but has also had 3 kids with this individual, and is 32 years old saying, I'm not the person that I want to be damn near. You're projecting the fact that you don't know how to make yourself happy outside of your relationship. You're projecting the fact that you think you're losing your identity in this relationship because you aren't willing to do the work to figure yourself out in your relationship, and you think you need to explore to figure that out instead of working with the person you've built a life with for the past 10 years and building a journey like that. But you want to go outside to figure yourself out at your grown age.
Instead of talking to her husband and trying to fix the marriage privately, she runs to TikTok to announce to the world that she wants a divorce. At that point, the best outcome for the husband is probably to walk away and let her chase likes and shares instead of being a good wife and mother to her 3 kids.
It has been a week since I left my 8-year relationship with 2 kids, and I will say that it is not getting easier, it is not getting better. If anything, it's getting worse. Being with somebody this long and leaving them is a form of grief. I left this relationship when I was ready. I don't want to be with him anymore. I don't miss him. Even though I feel like complete shit right now, I do not miss him. The problem that I'm having, the thing that I'm struggling with right now is the kids. This is hard on the kids, and it is making me feel very guilty. Although I know that this is the best decision, I'm strong. I know that we will get through this. It is just, this is like a terrible feeling. I never like to come on the internet and cry. So you guys probably see me super happy in my videos, but understand that there is happiness, but there is also sadness, and a lot of it. I'm going to be making this video again in like 2 to 3 weeks from now, and I'm really hoping I don't feel as bad as I do right now.
You had 2 kids with this man, built a life together, and now you're shocked that divorce feels painful? Actions have consequences. What's even crazier is how people today would rather overshare their personal drama online than sit down with actual friends or family for advice.
Say, P, I just found something out today that's really mind-blowing. LA is a 50-50 state, right? Which means if you come home and catch your wife in the bed with another man and you divorce her for that, you still have to give her half your shit, P. Half. So you saying, if I got 10 million and I catch you cheating and I divorce you, I gotta give you 5 million for getting smacked? Bruh, the law is so unfair for men, bro. Men get the worst punishment for making mistakes, bro. But a woman make a mistake, she was unhappy. She was emotional. But I gotta give you half my shit. I already want to get married, P. Like, I know this. Like, I'm not willing to bet she gon' not do no bullshit. And if you do, you get half my shit. No. Half? Okay.
This is exactly why a lot of men don't see modern marriage as worth the risk anymore. If your spouse can betray you, end the marriage, and still take half your assets afterward, what incentive is there for men to sign up for that?
You'll be all right.
You have no feelings.
Yep.
God,
What are you even? I can't even understand you right now.
you can't divorce me.
Well, what would you do?
No.
You literally were cheating on me with multiple different guys.
No, it doesn't count. It was just 3 guys.
3 guys.
3 times.
You told me it was 1 guy last week.
It was just 3 mistakes.
You can't make 3 mistakes. A mistake is 1
You
time.
can't leave me.
What else would you expect me to do? You'll be fine, okay?
The real question is, how long has this been going on for him to react that calmly? His wife admits she cheated, and this man just keeps making dinner like he's emotionally checked out already. That kind of reaction usually doesn't happen overnight.
Daddy Yankee claims his estranged wife withdrew $100 million from his bank account without authorization as he files for divorce. First of all, how you ain't know somebody withdrew $100 million from your bank account, bro? Second of all, why you got $100 million in one bank account? Like, it's so many questions, bro. This is making me feel like he lying. I ain't saying she didn't take some money, but I don't think it was 100 M's. But all in all, I keep making these TikToks about these dudes getting played. And I'm just like, Why don't they learn? Why haven't they learned? This dude been rich for a long time. So you ain't learned how to protect your money in case something like this happen? But look, at the end of the day, first of all, I think he lying about the 100 M's. But at the end of the day, look, if you get married and you got 100 M's, you better know how to protect it.
The real question is, how much money does this man have to not notice $100 million missing? At that level of wealth, the divorce lawyers are probably already celebrating. One thing's for sure, this is going to be an expensive divorce.
So my husband and I are going through divorce, and today's our 8-year anniversary, and all of our other anniversaries, except for maybe the first one, he hasn't really acknowledged. Like no flowers, no gifts, no card, nothing like that. If he said he ordered something, it would always be like late, and then it just never showed up. So it's never really been like a big deal. So today he comes up from upstairs, we're still living together, and comes and like lays on top of me on the couch. And he's like, happy anniversary. It's been a wild 8 years. I love you. And I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy how I've been treated and how I've been talked to. He talks to me like he hates me. He talks to me like I'm the worst person in the entire world. And then to come up and act like that and then expect me to meet him at that level is crazy. And then it's upsetting because it's like, we're getting a divorce because of you. But then you want to play this game. I don't know. But then if you would ask him, he still wants a divorce because he wants his freedom. So it's just so confusing, and I'm trying not to let it like mess with my head today and not confuse me. I guess I'm more annoyed than anything because I just don't understand how people can operate like this.
It's becoming a pattern at this point. Rather than sitting down with their husband and trying to fix things privately, they run to social media to narrate every emotional moment for strangers. Maybe if that same level of attention was given to the relationship, the marriage would have had a better chance.
I want to share with you the last thing that I did before I eventually divorced my ex-wife, cheating ex-wife. So, guys, there's a couple of very heartbreaking moments in this 2 to 3 day span of events that I'm going to share with you, obviously. A couple twists and turns, right? So, she'd already been cheating on me. I already knew about that, the infidelity, about her and the other guys, right? She was not on speaking terms with her mother and her stepdad. And in a way for them to try to help, they would communicate with me, and then I would communicate with her, and then back and forth. And so I was caught between this manipulation.
What?
So, in a last-ditch effort, right? And I had written her plenty of letters and bought her flowers. I've done it all, right? I wrote her like a 4 or 5 page letter where I just spilled my heart into it. And I don't even remember why I even did this, but I sent it to her mom, and it was like, basically, what do you think? Because I was caught in between this manipulation where I was going to the person that knew her, if not better than me, and I was like, hey, what do I have to do? Like, and she was like, I loved the letter, and it made her cry or whatever. And she's like, she's going to read that, and she's going to come back, Zach. She's going to see what she's ruining. This is her own mother, by the way, saying these things. So I wrote the letter, and this is in the same day. I wrote the letter. I left a letter on our kitchen counter, right? And we had been sleeping in separate bedrooms, obviously. And I had gotten the flowers, got a vase, put the letter underneath, right? And I left for work, as I had done, and this was a Friday, right? And so I had texted her and said, hey, I love you. I hope that later tonight that you and I can just go somewhere. Loved going to get ice cream or whatever it was. Just something that we can sit down and just talk. Because she never wanted to talk. She always avoided the conversation.
Before we continue, I want to know what you guys think. Was he right for writing a letter to his wife? Or should he have just walked away and stayed silent?
Right? So, and all she did was just like the message. So I go throughout my day. I'm working and trying to be distract myself with my work. And that is when I found out the truth of the betrayal. That's when I had discovered that her family not only knew about the man, but they had been lying to me and maintaining face about it. And this had been going on for at least a month and a half up until that point. And I just remember I was driving home and I was very emotional. I was shaking, right? I was just so heartbroken. I was so depressed. And so I come back to the house and I had almost forgotten that I even wrote the letter. And I walk into down the hallway. I can see it. Open the front door. I can see into our kitchen, right? And I had folded it a certain way that you have to open it up to read the whole thing. And she didn't even read the whole thing.
No, God!
I mean, she could have taken it, but she didn't even do that. So, what did I do? I got really angry, and I grabbed the vase with the flowers, and I slammed it on the ground. And it left a mark. It's still there in the house. And then I grabbed that letter, and I tore it to pieces, and I threw it away, and then I went into our shower in full work clothes that I was wearing that day, shoes and all. I sat in the shower under that hot water until it ran cold. So I didn't feel anything. And I needed to do something to just feel something in that moment. And I sat there, I don't know how long I sat there. I mean, obviously till the water was cold. And I looking back, I'm like, man, you kind of look ridiculous. This grown man, full work clothes, sitting in the shower in the dark, just looking completely hopeless and useless and depressed, because I was. And that was one of the lowest points I've ever felt in my life. And this is also during the time that my father had just gotten out of the hospital after having a stroke. You're like, my whole world's coming down on top of me. What am I supposed to do? So, I just had to do something. And eventually I picked myself up. I took off the wet clothes, and I set my shoes out to dry, and I went and swept the kitchen, picked up the flowers, cleaned up all the glass, made sure it was, nothing else was damaged, which it wasn't. And I made a decision. I made a decision that I am not going to be a part of this family any longer than I need to be, nor this marriage. And that I need to stand up for myself. And that there's a woman and there's a family there's someone out there that will appreciate me. So, yeah. Forgive me for being emotional. But it's something I never want to go through again.
Honestly, this is one of the saddest divorce stories I've heard in a long time. It always seems like the men who love the hardest and give the most end up getting hurt the worst. Hopefully, this man eventually found a woman who truly appreciated his time, loyalty, and love. With that being said, that's it for today, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.